University. Thank you for joining us. All right, just ahead, we'll meet a man who says smoking pot helps him medically. We find out why next.
Coming in November on WCNY.
There is one stage that is the Met and Carnegie Hall. It is the Kennedy Center and a club in Austin. It is closer than any seat in the house, no matter where you call home. PBS, the great American stage that fits in every living room. Supporting your PBS station brings the arts home.
There's certain benchmarks that you have, career as an actor and getting on to talk shows, seeing your name in lights or being at a movie premiere, those types of things. And one of those, for me, was always Charlie Rose. It's dark and the whole vibe. Just had this moment where I went, wow, I'm on Charlie Rose. I better smarten up. Hey, I'm Kevin Bacon, and PBS is my source for intelligent conversation, like Charlie Rose.
Welcome back to CI. He was once a self-described hotshot pilot, a former paratrooper, commercial and private pilot logging thousands of miles in the air. But a diagnosis of multiple sclerosis grounded Joe Gamble 2.5 years ago. To cope with the disease, he drew some inspiration from celebrity Montel Williams. And like Montel, he started smoking pot to relieve the symptoms of his debilitating disease. We welcome Joe Gamble to the program. You are under the influence right now, right?
That is correct, George.
How many times did you smoke already today?
Today, twice.
Twice today, and even before you came here. And what happens when you don't smoke? How do you feel when you don't smoke?
Well, I feel a little sick to my stomach from side effects of a drug called beta-serin. That's my disease-modifying drug that I stick into my legs or to my backside every other day. I have to do a needle, so you get flu-like side effects. You feel sick to your stomach. Pins and needles are more prominent when I don't smoke, and I tremor a lot. My
That's what we call the spasticity, right?
Exactly.
Things happen, and
Exactly.
So when did you find out that this might help you? You said you drew some inspiration from Montel. In fact, you said that you do a lot of what he does. He writes about it. He admitted when he was diagnosed some years ago and started writing about that. Is that what made you first started to try?
Well, I knew that it worked for a lot of diseases back before I was diagnosed. Obviously after, when you get diagnosed with MS, what's MS, what's MS? The only thing I could think of was Montel Williams. He's got that disease, so you read his books, and he's a big advocate, obviously, for medicinal marijuana, and I was like, why not? Let's try it. Let's see how it works. And I did Pepsi challenge tests where I'd gone for a while or I didn't, and then I would do it all the time, and I do a lot better where I look halfway normal.
You said that a lot of people, when they see you, they say you look normal. But in order to look normal, you have to smoke up to how many times a day?
How many times? Well, it all depends on the strand. Sometimes if it's a lower quality of marijuana, maybe it's 10 times a day. If it's a better quality, maybe 2-3 times a day. It all depends on how the neuropathic signals make me feel.
How does your family feel about this?
Most of them support. There's obviously some members that don't, but most of them they do support.
And there's also the fact that you also have this sort of conflict because this is illegal here in New York to purchase, and we don't have a medicinal marijuana law, and there's law enforcement in your family.
No, that is correct. I was living with a police officer. I'm obviously not going to give out any names, but I was living with a police officer who brought me to my diagnosis. I have old roommates who are law enforcement that are bodyguards of high political figures of the state. And other family members that are police officers, and they don't want to see me in any pain. They see what I have to go through, and they're more compassionate, if you will, George. I mean,
Yeah, I was gonna say, you said they don't want to see you in pain. That's what people don't understand. They see you here, he looks like, you know, average every day. But
right, if you wanted me to not smoke for the rest of the day, just come on by my house and I'd probably be a little bit more hideous, kind of stuttering, not as confident.
And you also said that this is, as Dr. Doherty suggested in our earlier segment, that your appetite also improved as well.
That's right, George. After I was diagnosed in 2007, March 15th, 2007, I lost roughly about 20 pounds. And like I said, the side effects of the beta-seron make me sick to my stomach. It's very difficult to eat, where the side effect of the marijuana is you want to eat more. So here it is, it's helping me once again. Not to mention, when it's time to fall asleep, I really like to go right to bed because I have a pins and needles feeling that's throughout my body that's a lot more prominent whenever I'm laying in bed at night.
One of the things you said is you're now an advocate for this. Obviously, you've testified legislatively to see legislation here in New York, but it's not you're concerned about as much because you feel like you're protected. I mean, there could be repercussions. You're driving around, you got pot in the car, you could be arrested.
Most certainly, as it is, it's still illegal, and I guess that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make things right where patients like myself and other patients are protected. And if you think about these other patients, a little old lady that's maybe dying of cancer, how is she going to get a medication that might perhaps work for her? Now, marijuana doesn't work for everybody, George, but for the ones that do, wouldn't you like to see, if marijuana worked for a family member of yours that was in pain, wouldn't you like to see them use it if there was laws? I mean, that would make us all feel a lot more comfortable.
You said you can't afford to bake it because of the cost of it?
Well, whenever you bake marijuana, I guess you use a lot more. I guess maybe like a full ounce, something that's like roughly $200, depending on the strand, or as much as $400 or $500. When you chop it up and you bake it, it cooks down. I just don't have the means to do such a thing. But if something were to be prescribed and whatnot, pass legislation where who knows if you get a discount being a medical
But
patient.
this is your life. This is your life now.
That's pretty much it. Every time I'm able to stand on my own 2 feet, use the washroom on my own, shower myself every day, I'm very grateful.
And this is because you're able to smoke pot. And your doctor is okay with this? Your medical doctor?
Most of my doctors, people, and all sorts of.
All right. Well, Joe, I get it. And you're no stranger. You live right across the street from our studio. We thank you so much for stopping by and really sharing your story.
You betcha.
All right. Good luck to you. And that does it for this edition of CI. Now, we really want to hear from you. Let us know how you feel about this topic and other topics. You can write us, P.O. Box 2400, Syracuse, New York 13220, or email us at centralissues@wcny.org. WCNY is also on MySpace, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. So log on and become a friend and get the inside scoop. Join us tomorrow on CI for a reporter roundtable and a discussion on gun rights. I'm George Kilpatrick. Thanks for watching CI.